So I'm here today to compare Much Ado About Nothing. So my first initial comparison when the movie turned on was the color. So the black and white in the new one really changed the whole aspect of the play and the way that you view it. The black and white made it a lot easier to focus on the dialect rather than everything else going on around them and all the parties and like all the masks and everything. It really helped you focus on the actors. Um, the second thing that I noticed right off the bat was the time period, which this was a little bit more confusing because everybody dressed the same way. Like there wasn't a true difference between like the men that came home from war and just the people that were living there. You couldn't really tell the difference, which was kind of frustrating. Because everybody was dressed as similar. With in the new version, everybody had a suit on, and in the old version, everybody kind of had different outfits based on what their class was. So, also another kind of just straight off the bat thing was the cast itself was a lot younger in the new one. In the older one, it was a lot, probably I'd say like more mature people. They looked like they were a little bit more experienced. And this kind of changed the effect of some of the scenes because with the new actors, in my opinion, it was kind of in some scenes their acting skills were almost lacking. Like it was hard to really get into it because, I mean, it wasn't the best acting. So in the new version, Conrad is a woman, which kind of changes the whole dynamic between her and Don John. It kind of made everything a little bit different. It made it sting a little bit worse when he just kind of got up and left Conrad and Baraccio to be arrested. In the new version, you could really tell that she was upset and that really hurt her on the inside. And in the old version, it was kind of just like typical Don John, like yeah, like screw that guy. So that kind of changed the whole dynamic between that entire group. It made Conrad and Don John seem so much closer and like they had like a tighter sort of relationship with a little bit more secrets without Baraccio. So in the old version, it's filmed over various different areas, and you can tell there's a lot of differentiation, and it's a lot different from the new version because the new version is all filmed in one household. And this actually I liked a lot more because with it all being in one household, you could really get that family feel from them. So you could tell that they were a family. In the old version, in my opinion, it was hard to tell that they were a family. It kind of just looked like a kingdom of people rather than a true family. Like in this new version, you could really tell they were a family. They were close. They really loved each other. And in my opinion, I like that a lot more. In the old version, the help kind of seemed more integrated into the family, and you couldn't exactly tell who was the help in the old version. Like they kind of dressed similarly to Beatrice and Hero. In the new version, it was very clear who the housewives were. It was very clear through their outfits, through their actions. I don't know the thing about the help interacted so much more with the people at the party. They kind of just seemed like normal people. In the new version, they didn't have much interaction. They were working at the party. The old version, people were interacting with all the guests at the party, and it wasn't so like, oh, that's my maid. Like it was so different in the old version. I kind of like the way they did it in the old version personally. Party in the old version was very like wild. Everyone was dancing and drinking and singing and playing music, and it was like in a garden, and it was super loud and wild and festive. In the new version, it was very calm. There was lots of like modern like entertainments, like a trapeze and like a tightrope, and everyone's masks were very subtle and more like a masquerade rather than the last version where it was all animal masks, like very over exaggerated animal masks. And I personally like the old version because for some reason it was easier to focus on the dialect in that one because everything else is so wild around them and their voices were so calm. And in the new version, everyone was just so monotone in that scene that it was very hard to focus straight on one person that was talking because they all seemed so on the same level. In the old version, there is not a lot of drinking. You see people drinking and you assume that people are drunk, but they don't really show a lot of it. In the new version, you see everybody, I think, at least drink one full glass of alcohol or wine. There was so much more drinking in the new version. I don't really know why they did that, and I still don't understand why they did that, but it just kind of gives you the sense of a looser feeling environment. So, as if they like don't care as much. In the old version, the Watch, so Dogberry and his men are just kind of average people, honestly. Like, you don't really see any differentiation with them and everybody else, honestly. Like, none at all. In this version, they're Secret Service, and they all wear suits and sunglasses, and it's very easy to define who they are because they constantly just lurk behind people. The Secret Service wasn't anything to really change it. It was just, I guess, to make it more modern. So there's very little intimacy shown between the actors. Like, there's really no kissing shown. Like, any scenes where there is like real intimacy, it's kind of not shown as much. In the new version, almost every couple kissed pre and post marriage, and there was intimacy shown and like joked about and everything. And I don't know, it was a little bit different to see that. It kind of made it feel more modern since there was so much, because people do not talk about those things in the society today. So I think that changed kind of like the outlook on it. When Benedict challenges Claudio to a duel, he doesn't show a weapon in the old one. This one, he shows a gun. So it kind of makes the audience go, oh, wow, he's serious. Like, he really is going to do this for Beatrice. Like, it's really crazy. And Claudio does not change anything about his attire in the old version after Hero's death. In the new version, he dresses in all black. Leonardo also dresses in all black, and it really shows the mourning, and I think it makes it feel a little bit more real. The funeral in the new version is very modern with the candle procession. There's not somebody there singing in this version. So in the old version, they were singing "Hey Noni Nani" out loud, like somebody with a guitar, and it was very like in like one of those like ancient ceremonies. So I like the new version because it was very modern, and they just had Hey Nani Nani playing like over the top of the scene. It was very like peaceful. So the wedding scene with Beatrice and Benedict was a lot more interactive, like verbal interaction. In this one, it was a lot more like physical, like they're moving around, like everyone's moving, like everyone's laughing. In the old version, it was very just verbal. And this I actually really liked. It made it a lot more humorous and easy to watch and easy to understand because they were using their actions and not just their words. And then finally, the final scene was very different because in the old version, the final scene was so extra. They were so wild. They were singing and dancing and like formations, and it was like really unrealistic and weird. And this one was just very like everyone was happy, everyone was having a good time, everyone was dancing, but it wasn't out of control. It was just very normal. And in my opinion, I like the old version. I think it was just a lot easier to follow. I liked how Benedict and Beatrice look. I liked the way they showed pretty much everything. I just thought it was a little bit more entertaining. You knew the actors. It was easier to tell who was who. The color, in my opinion, just makes it more interesting because you don't have just dialect to go off of. You can get a little distracted and still understand what's happening. So in my opinion, I think that the theme of the play would be the truth of love, because everyone who loved each other in that play got their love in the end, and their love found a way